Oh, I'm calling. Hopefully he picks up. Alright, MB, welcome to the show again. And man, I just can't keep you guys off here. Every week,
Yep.
every night, just crushing the opposition. I've got to say though, I really like the counter you guys had for the offensive Dirge tri-lane. Obviously you guys have fallen victim to that a couple of times, but it seems tonight you've managed to counter it. Was it just came down to the range on Leshrac really allowed you to get away from the pressure?
That was the first game, right? That was a pretty long time ago. Um, I think Lush is just really good in a tri-lane just because you have the stun. And if Undying tries to dive you, right, he just chases you with the tombstone and it slows you down. He just starts like chasing you with boots when your supports don't have boots. But with Tether, you can just run away. I don't think it had to do with Lush, it's more so with the Wisp.
Okay, so it's more the tether, the speed there from tether, because like we saw the Undying jump in the jungle a couple of times trying to pick you off and just disrupt those pulls. But yeah, Wisp was indeed using that tether to help the keep the light back off there. Now, game number 2, I've got to say, what went wrong in that? What do you guys think that really went wrong there?
I think the Invoker pick was awful. We were debating on the Invoker pick, but I ran out of time. If I picked Mag or Quap, he wouldn't have got ganked that many times, and I think we would have had an easier mid game. But Invoker was pretty useless to add 4 staff, which took like 30 minutes or something ridiculous.
Yeah, sorry, keep going.
And the other problem was well, there was a bunch of problems in that game, but the other main problem was at one point I think we were catching up. I think we had a chance, a very good chance of winning the game, like even. I think it was even at one point at the very end, but then our Emerald got picked off, and he lost his Aegis and he died again. So, and for the next fight, when Syllaber dies, it's kind of like Shalfin dying, where Shalfin has no souls. Like Syllaber has no bear. He only has 1 bear left when he revives, and that's a pretty big deal for a next team fight. So they were able to Rax us.
Indeed, and yeah, of course. I mean, the other thing was, of course, Dignitas did take more of an effort to take a great big heaping dump on S4. Probably pretty butthurt about that first game. S4 completely ruined them in game number 1. That Templar Assassin and Wisp was utterly ridiculous. I've also got to say, the Quas Wex on the Invoker, I mean, that's not been very popular as of late. I've got to say the Exort, even the Invoker hasn't been as popular himself, but the Exort Invoker has been a much more common build. Any reason you guys went with Quas Wex? I mean, I saw your try, I thought, surely they're going for the Exort to, try and secure the kills, but...
There was plenty of times where we killed the Panda just because he EMP'd, and then we were able to kill him before he ultied. So that's one of the main reasons for the EMP on the Panda.
Okay.
Also, the movement speed's pretty good for catching the Brood when he's trying to kill your jungle.
This is true as well. And speaking of Brood, I mean, she pretty much had little to no pressure put on her. Is there anything you would have done differently to try and get that pressure stacked on Brood?
Well, I think if the Invoker was, like, if our mid-hero, like, it doesn't have to be Invoker, but we picked a better mid-hero, and he was more farmed. Let's say, like, a Quat with Dust, right, or a Quat with Books, right? I mean, it would have been completely different. But because our mid-hero was so pressured, he couldn't do anything for a top lane.
Okay. Now, game number 3, obviously that went a lot better. It looked a little bit hairy at the start, but of course, they didn't actually manage to put any pressure on Loda once again. Loda, again, just found that room to farm. I mean, where do you think that Dignitas went wrong in game number 3?
I think Luna... I think the biggest turnaround in that game was when Luna TP bottom to kill the Void, and he did kill the Void. Wait, no, was it that? No, I don't think so. It was another point in time where he used ulti, and he didn't kill anybody. I think that was at the river. And then right after that, they went for the Roshan. Did we? Okay, I'm actually having
they had a bad Eclipse. They had a really bad Eclipse that didn't do much damage because it mostly hit the creep wave, but they did pick off Loda in that fight there. Just ran him down with Luna, Lucent Beams and a couple of slows. But yeah, there was one in the river where she popped an Eclipse and it really did squaddle. Hit Envy a little bit, but hit you a little bit, but other than that, really didn't a whole lot. And yeah, they did try and go for the rush
that had nothing to do with it though. That had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry. I think after that they went to push mid, right? After they got the Aegis, we couldn't stop them. We pushed mid tower. We tried to push mid tower, and then they stopped us, and they pushed mid as well. And then they pushed mid. At that point, Void went bottom to push, or TA went top to push. I think we got a tower trade. I think that was the biggest issue. If Bane TP anywhere to sleep or carry, then our carry has it back. Because if he sleeps, they can all TP in, and then they can grip, and he's dead, right? But since the Bane didn't TP back, we were able to split push. So even though we didn't defend mid tower, we were gaining enough gold to fight back. And Void is just a better carry than Luna, especially when you can just kill her during the Chronosphere, and then it's just like 5 vs 4.
Yeah,
And
you.
their Tyranitar was really scared of jumping in because we had a Rubik, and I can steal the Ravage. Also, Rubik that game was just imbalanced just because their Viper went Aghanims, and he doesn't. I have like almost as much mana as he does. So when I steal the Viper Strike, I can just spam it. It's like 12 second cooldown. It does a lot of damage. At the end of the game, I think I solo killed the Luna without even being there, just by Viper Striking him.
That is definitely pretty damn rude. Now, where we go? We've got a question here from Always My Team. Will you guys pick Lone Druid every time it's available? I kind of think that's a no.
No, I don't think. Wasn't he available during game? No, right?
He was available during the first series. They banned him during the second series of bans in Game Mode 3. However, you'd already picked up the Bounty Hunter, which is generally Bulldog's hero if it's picked.
Yeah, we don't plan on picking him every game. He gets countered by some teams. Some teams like to go Bane, and they sleep the Barret, and you can't pull creeps and stuff. There's a lot of problems with that hero sometimes. We don't pick him every game.
In fact, speaking of Bane, I would like to see your opinion on him. He gets picked up every now and then, but he doesn't seem to have been having the impact that some teams would have wanted. Do you think Bane is definitely still a legit pick, or?
I don't think I'm the right person to ask for that because we don't pick him much. I haven't had enough practice with that hero. I can't tell.
Okay,
I personally don't think he's that good.
Fair enough then. I've got a question here from Armingho who says, do you make all the picks by yourself, or is Loader also, or Loader, or I suppose anybody else also involved in the picking phase?
I tell my team to show up on time and fucking do picks on me, but you know, they like to go eat and AFK, so I rage and I solo pick every game. And if we lose, they blame me, and I'm like, okay, you guys are gay. So, I don't know. I ask for their opinions. S4 helps a lot. Loda helps sometimes. But,
Sure.
yeah. He helps a lot in scrims, but he doesn't talk at all for officials or something. He doesn't show up.
Doesn't want the blame.
He just joins the game at AFKs. I'm like, okay, cool. I have the solo pick every game. Aki's always there. He just stays around, talks to me alone. Me and him and Admiral.
I suppose I'll blame the second part of Armingho's question. Any problem with your other four in your roster being Swedish on that, then?
They actually talk Swedish during the middle of the game. I have no freaking idea what they're talking about. But when they talk Swedish, they're not talking to me, so I guess it doesn't matter. In a sense, it kind of helps, because like when someone speaks on Skype, and I'm listening, even if it has nothing to do with me, if they speak English, I have to listen to it, right? But if they speak Swedish, I can completely ignore it and focus on my own game. So in a sense, it actually kind of helps.
Fair enough then. And I've got Plastic Donut here asking me to tell you, if you stop listening to anime music, no Titanite will win TI3. I take you're a fan of anime music then.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Japanese music. Very little portion of my Japanese music comes from anime though.
Fair enough. I'm personally not a huge fan of it, but that's just me. Now, I'm just looking here. Do we have any extra questions? Alright then, so that's about it. But anyway, MV, thanks again for coming on the show. Of course, you guys are just pretty much unstoppable at the moment, completely crushing your opponents left, right, and center.
We lost the Evermedia Cup.
Yeah, well, I mean in the Premier League, obviously.
And we lost the Joint Dota Masters. And we
I know. Okay. Of course, you did
Okay.
lose 10 days ago in the Joint Dota Masters, but you know what? In the Premier League, you have been crushing your opposition left, right, and centre. But otherwise, we've got another game from you guys coming up on the 28th of November. You will be up against Virtus Pro. Got any thoughts on that?
Well, one of the things about this today was that it was right before DreamHack, so, and I think PB has a raid call soon, or I don't know, but I have a feeling that even though we beat PB, we're not insanely happy about it, just because they might not have used their strategies. They're saving it for DreamHack or saving it for raid call. But since the next match is after DreamHack, Virtus Pro might try. I think they're at the top 4, right, of the rankings. So if they try against us,
yeah, they are sort of. You're actually all tied up. There's a lot of you tied up in combined 4th place at the moment. 4 wins, 7 games. Absolute Legends, Virtus Pro 0, and yourselves are all 4 wins for 7 games.
well, the problem with this tournament right now is that like some teams might not try if they're placed in the lower portion, just because they're not gonna win anything anyway. So if they do try though, I think they're really good. We beat them a lot in scrims, like 70-80% of the time, but they're pretty good. So it's gonna be an interesting match if they try. But we're gonna try.
Okay, excellent. Anyway, thanks for coming on the show. I'll let you go now. Thanks for coming on, and we've got to get moving into the next game, hopefully. Yeah, but I'll see you later.
That's it.
Okay, guys. Right, the Meet Your Makers versus Absolute Legends. We do have a bit of trouble with this one. Hang on. One second, I've just got to talk to Vasuda. I'll just turn some music on while I do that.